than 2 joysticks. Neo Geo, Neo Geo.
Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade. Bang, clang, drink. The machines never fade. Neon lights buzz in the haze. Joystick dreams in pixel mazes. Fingers dance, electric craze. You win, you lose, the screen displays. Retro Legends Arcade, where heroes are made. Insert your coin, don't be afraid. Retro Legends Arcade. Pinball clatters, jackpot rings. 8-bit world where power springs. Twitches hum, the chaos sings, forever young on timeless wings. Press start to play. The night won't decay. Retro Legends Arcade, where heroes are made. Insert your coin, don't be afraid. Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade.
Right, hello and welcome to the Retro Legends Arcade. Show number 66. We've had a great week of gaming. Hello, active pinball and arcade gamers. Let me just say hello to a few people that are here. Good to see you. We have Carl O. We have Old School Gamer 86, Steps Turbo Show. Good to see you. We have Wingo here. Good to see you, Wingo. And we got Rich Mix 49. Boy, he's a legend in Pinball Effects VR. I know that name. He's definitely a fantastic player. Welcome to the show, gamers. Man, I have a massive show lined up. We got a lot to cover. We got a big show. The segments are basically, we're going to talk about Neo Geo for the first section, Retro Legends arcade games, and the players. And then we'll end it up with some AtGames pinball drama and news that's going on. But should be a fantastic show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks everyone that's catching it live. If you're watching on a replay, welcome to the Retro Legends Arcade. This is a show, and we also have free online leaderboards. We play games every week. That's part of the fun. So that being said, let me kick us off. Let's see. Got a lot. We're gonna have a lot happening on this show, so let's get started. Okay, and we're gonna start, of course, with what I love to talk about: Neo Geo. Let's go.
You can start a game in the arcade and finish it at home. Astounding, right? Here, have a look. Here I am, peoples, just hanging out at the factory where they make these Neo Geo multi-video systems. Now, what these things are is that you can play 4 different games on this machine. But that's not all. I got another surprise for you. This is the Neo Geo memory card. This is the Neo Geo arcade system. Now, how this thing works is that you slip your memory card into the memory card slot. Da-da-da-da-da, you start playing your game. Oh, wow, you're doing great, but look, it's 6 o'clock and you're gonna be late for dinner. What are you gonna do? Here's what you're gonna do. Okay, You pull your memory card out of the memory card slot, and now the next time I play a Neo Geo game, I continue from where I left off.
All right, all right, all right. Good to see Potion Sword Run here. Potion Sword Run, you now have a wrench. So we're going to continue the fun. And the first thing I want to talk about is we're going to switch gears just for a second. We are going to talk about the Neo Geo AES Plus, of course, but got to talk about this first.
Peggy 16. Peggy 3.
All right. So we got this this coming out here. Got the Neo Geo Arcade 4 for the Evercade. Good to see Evercade's getting some more Neo Geo games. Nothing wrong with that. Always have love for Neo Geo. These are the games on the cart. 3-count bout. Blazing Star, which is our Retro Legends arcade game this week. Dangerous. Pay attention to backward. Take on the challenge of one of the best shoot-'em-ups of the Neo Geo with Blazing Star, now available in Evercade. Baseball Stars 2, Fatal Fury Special. You got King of the Monsters, the first one, Robo Army, Metal Slug 4, King of Fighters 2002. Papa Brad's putting on a different hat just for a moment. Just for a moment, I'm going to put on my Evercade hat. And yes, I did have to have these because this is right in my wheelhouse. Got the Neo Geo arcade carts coming, and I do have the Activision cart coming because I am old and I love Atari stuff. I live like when I was a kid, that's what we played with. We had Ataris. I didn't have an Atari. I had an Odyssey 2. So I was permanently scarred for life. And as an adult, I've become a hardcore Atari collector. I have a mountain of cartridges. You know, don't get confused. Evercade is not the Neo Geo. Evercade is, I feel like it's fairly inexpensive emulation, but it's a great way to get these games out there. And it's really all about the games. I found out about all these Neo Geo games through emulation, playing on things like MAME. But these are great games. We should be celebrating the games. It doesn't matter how you play them. If you want to collect them in the most premium format, on the AES Plus that's coming out, I could totally get behind that. If you want to just have a small Evercade, hook it up to your TV and play retro games, there's nothing wrong with that. Potion Sword Run says the Evercade cart needs love, looks too generic, but I'd jump on that. But I'd jump on that if it was AES for sure. Got Steps Turbo giving a shout out to the King of Monsters. Let's go. We've got Drew Drums 82. Thanks. Welcome to the channel. It's like a new name. Took the Switch 2 back to Costco today, paid off the Ultimate Bundle. Woohoo! Let's go. We're going to talk about a lot of the reasons why I think people that, I know I'm an older person, so I'm super excited for this. We're going to talk a lot about the reasons why people are so excited about this new Neo Geo AES Plus. It's so exciting. I've got an action-packed show. Now, I promise you this Evercade cap is going to come off, and we're going to get back to talking about Neo Geo. But I had to give them a shout-out because they're getting some fantastic games that are Neo Geo, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're watching the Retro Legends Arcade Show. Welcome to the show. Potion Sword Run, I see, is going to be doing a show on Friday nights, too, where he kind of does like a recap, and I'm looking forward to that. Very exciting. Check out his channel. He was on our show a couple episodes back. It's time to shift gears, and we're going to talk about some Neo Geo. Got this cool pic of all the carts with the art on them. Look at that. I'm going to show my sneak pics. Look at this beautiful console. I mean, look at the size of those cart boxes. I mean, how can you not want to collect that? If you do want to support the channel, I do have some affiliate links. They are affiliate links. Usually any money I get off this goes towards running tournaments with prizes. So things have been kind of sparse, so we haven't been able to do another tournament with a lot of prizes, but the money I get towards this goes straight into prizes for the show. Usually that's how I do the pinball tournaments. We might do a shmup tournament, actually. Kind of feeling it. But that being said, this show is really for the community, just people that like retro gaming. And we're going to start off because, again, I always like to support. I like to support the big guys, not these little small channels. I like to support the big channels. So we're going to start off with another look at some Neo Geo stuff with this guy right here. We're going to be doing another video from MotoLinux. These are going to be Neo Geo MVS arcade cards. Now, the MVS was the arcade system, uses the same hardware, but arcade cards that we want to see for the AES Plus. Now, I'm just going to show a tiny part of his video. I would recommend you go to his channel. You should subscribe to his channel. He's an up-and-coming YouTuber. He's just starting out. Let's try to get him to 100 subs. Subscribe to his channel. But also, watch the whole video. I'm just going to show 5 games that I love. And these are ones that are 100% would be some of my picks. So let's take a look at this video. I'm going to be right here, and we can stop and talk. I'm going to pull the chat up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's check it out. Gaming, we're going to take a quick look at a video from MotoLinux, friend of the channel, great new channel. Link to the full videos in the description. He's going to tell us some games that deserve to be on the new Neo Geo AES Plus. Let's check out a few clips of this video.
I thought it would be fun to go through a list of Neo Geo games that were never officially released for the AES home console, at least according to the Wikipedia Neo Geo release list. Some of these games were MVS exclusives, while a couple were only released for the Neo Geo CD. So without further ado, these are the kinds of games I'd personally love to see get potential AES Plus releases.
Yeah, one thing for me too, like I came through this through emulation and playing all these arcade games. And so like, I don't know exactly which ones were AES Plus, but I do know that the games that are Neo Geo. So I think this is a great video, and some of my favorites are in this video. And so I asked him if I could share a little bit of it. I would recommend, like I said, go to his channel, give him a subscribe, watch the whole video. It's great.
Breaker's Revenge is a fantastic fighting game that even after capturing video footage of this game, I wanted to keep playing. I could see myself learning each character moveset, much like I used to back in the day for various fighting games. I can't believe I missed this one on the MVS. It's the sequel to the 1996 fighting game called Breakers.
Okay, and of course, Breakers Revenge. What a great game. Fell in love with that game. That was one of the games that the iArcade had. Fantastic game. I would love to see that on a cart. This one here was one of my top picks, Nightmare in the Dark. This is a deep cut. This is a totally different kind of game that you might not think of when you think of Neo Geo, but this game is just amazing. This would be an instant buy. As soon as I saw it, I would order it. That's how much I love this game.
Out of all the games on this list, I want to see Nightmare in the Dark get a proper AES Plus physical release most of all. If you like Snow Bros, you'll love Nightmare in the Dark. The animation work is awesome, and I enjoy the Halloween-themed aesthetics.
Once again, you take a look at this game, people have come across it. Me, Steps Turbo Show, MotoLinux, we're all saying this is a top pick. This is one to bring. We have a comment from Steps Turbo Show. Breakers Revenge is out of reprint right now, $350, way too expensive. Yeah, we need these $90 carts. I mean, I think, you know, if enough people get into the Neo Geo AES Plus, I think the prices will come down, and I think they'll get some of these titles we want. But it's going to take people getting into the system, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it during the show. But this is a top pick for me. Was in my top 5. I remember when I had the show with Steps. This was in my top 5 games. It was also in her top 5. And it's a deep cut, but it's a great game. So let's check out a little bit more footage of it. Once again, go to MotoLinux's channel, subscribe, and he's just starting out, but he's making great videos, and I do recognize him. Look at that.
Neo Bomberman is the second Bomberman to get released on the Neo Geo MVS. Anyone who's played the series knows Bomberman and couch multiplayer go hand in hand, and this would be an excellent choice for an AES Plus release.
That's definitely a great pick. I would go more with the Neo Mr. Do, but a fantastic game. I have played it. I think at one of the Southern Fried conventions, they had the Bomberman, and they had it where you could play 4 players. It was so much fun. That's a fantastic game to have in your living room to play co-op. Just super fun. Got Biggie D coming in the chat. Good to see Biggie D. Biggie D is going to guest us a video in a little bit. This is one that was on my list, which was Bust a Move, also known as Puzzle Bobble. Like every time I saw a big red cabinet, they would have like a fighting game, maybe a Metal Slug, and almost every single time they would have Puzzle Bobble. So I think this would be a great thing to have on the Neo Geo AES Plus, just to break up the game library, give you some different picks. I play Breakers Revenge.
In my area, Puzzle Bobble was known as Bust a Move. I remember seeing this in the arcade as a teen, but I skipped it in favor of whatever fighting game was available to play at the time. It was ported to basically every system, yet somehow it didn't get released on the AES. As an adult, I think it's a must-have for the AES Plus, with its simple yet addictive gameplay where you match 3 or more bubbles of the same color to remove them.
Once again, it's one of those perfect games like Tetris, easy to learn, hard to master. Like this just everyone likes. Kids like this. I mean, my wife would play this. I mean, this is a great family game. Like who doesn't like this game? This game is fantastic. And once again, I know this is they might have to pay some licensing, but this should be doable. I would think this would be a doable game for a platform that's going to be as popular as the Neo Geo. This should be a doable game for them to acquire. And Breaker's Revenge, 100%, I think should be, because iArcade had Breaker's Revenge. It was one of the games they had. So I don't think it would be that hard to get some of these titles. Oh, yeah, baby. You know we had to go here.
Out of all the vertical shooters I've played on the Neo Geo, this may be my favorite. The Neo Geo had some fantastic shooters over the years, and this is definitely one of the standouts that deserved a home cartridge release. A big thanks goes out to Papa Brad's Gaming for putting this one on my radar.
Big thanks goes out to MotoLinux for making these awesome videos. 1945 Plus was the game. I played this probably, I think every day but one day this week I played this game. This game is addictive. I mean, this is a game that I would say for me, this is definitely one of those ones that's an insta-buy. Fantastic shmup. Challenging but fair. Usually when you die, it's not from cheap deaths. It's because you didn't move to the right spot. A lot of strategy when you start learning where the different levels and which enemies fire the blue bullets. Fantastic game. Make sure you go to MotoLinux channel and check out the full video. He even talks about the Samurai Showdown RPG. Link is in the description of this video. Back to the show. Okay, there you go. And there was a massive shout out to MotoLinux. Hook them up with a subscribe if you can. It's a new channel. Next thing I want to talk about. We're going to talk about this piece of content next. Now, one thing I really like that Plaion did was they came out and they tried to answer some questions that people in the community had. By the way, this is the MotoLinux video. Look for this one. This is the video we watched. There's links for all the videos in the description and all the channels. Channels I like, channels I'm currently watching. If you look in the description, I have a lot of links to what I consider to be really good content creators for Neo Geo and just content creators I generally watch. But I came out with this video. It took me about 3 or 4 days to write my script for it, but 5 big questions for the Neo Geo AES. And the answers, we need to get these answers before we have the machine in our hands. And these are going to be all the questions that I would like to see answered. Oh, whoa, you didn't have to do that, MotoLinux. MotoLinux gifted us 10 Papa Brad's memberships. Let's get him to 100. By the way, this video he just did, I have a feeling it is going to go viral or going to hit really big. I pushed it out on my channel as soon as I watched it, but I hope you get to 100, and I hope we see a lot of growth. But I'm cheering for you. And with the super chat, I have to play one of my cheesy super chat videos. Please forgive me. It is a tradition here on YouTube, and I think I'm going to go with this one.
I want to know what happened to the plans they sent you.
It's all those droids' fault. I'm so innocent and defenseless. Could you let me go?
Send her to my chambers.
Okay, and here they are, the 5 unanswered questions. Seeing double. All right. First, I'd like to say to Plaion, thanks for showing the Neo Geo. Wait a minute, that's not the one I need. I need the other one. Hold on. That was my raw footage. Move that from the studio. Oh, where'd I go? There I am. Let me get myself back on. Sorry about that. Wrong video. That was my raw footage. I got to get the video that I edited. Okay, this should be the good one. I knew right away. That was my first off, Plaion, thank you for showing the Neo Geo AES Plus to the community and answering some of our questions. A lot of longtime AES and MVS owners are excited. There's still a few technical questions that I think fans, streamers, and collectors really want clarified before the launch of the new console. And I've got these into 5 categories. They have a bunch of branching questions in each one, but basically these are the 5 questions I think Plaion still needs to answer about the Neo Geo AES Plus. Number 1, analog AV output plus HDMI simultaneous output. You've confirmed that the system includes both HDMI and original style AV output for CRT users. But can you clarify exactly how the analog output works? Will the analog audio video output support RGB natively like the original AES? Will the system output HDMI and analog video simultaneously? For streamers and YouTube creators like myself, can users play on a CRT while capturing HDMI at the same time without any lag or signal interruption? There's any kind of lag in these games and you're pretty much dead. Will the existing AES iScored component cable solutions work with the AES Plus? So just some clarification on what kind of output cables will be available. Will we be able to just have a line out, just like that yellow cable, as well as the RGB cable? Are official audio video cables planned, especially for the RGB or component users? And those are all the questions I have about the output. The second round of questions I have for Plaion. Will the console have UniBIOS support? Will it have cheats and button remapping? A huge part of the Neo Geo enthusiast scene revolves around UniBIOS features and the arcade customizations that you can do. Will the AES Plus support UniBIOS functionality officially or unofficially? Will users be able to assess AES and MVS game modes like the original hardware with UniBIOS? Are cheat codes, soft dip settings, jukebox modes, or training features supported in any way on the new console? Will the system have button remapping options? If you don't like the button remapping, you want to map it to some other buttons. Can players remap the controls per game, especially for modern fight stick setups? So those are all my questions. That's number 2, UniBIOS support, cheat, and button remapping. My third questions for Plaion: MVS compatibility and flashcard support. Now I know they're probably not going to answer the flashcard support, but that is one of the most asked questions I frequently get. Hardware community wants clear information on clarity on compatibility. Will the AES Plus work with the existing MVS to AES adapters and converters? That would be something that I think Plaion could make. That would be hugely popular. Just converters so you could use the MVS card with their exact system. That'd be a nice upgrade or accessory to buy, because MVS cards are a lot more common. Has the company tested? Are they going to test compatibility with popular flash cards like the Neo SD or the DarkSoft? Will multi-cards or flash solutions be blocked at the BIOS or hardware level by Plaion? Will the console boot games in arcade MVS mode, which would give you unlimited credits and make the games behave in arcade behavior? And will there be any compatibility issues with existing cartridges or accessories? That was all of number 3. My fourth question for Plaion. Almost done, I promise. This is all about pre-order fulfillment, USA shipping, and tariffs. A lot of US buyers, including me, I've got the Ultimate Bundle. A lot of US buyers are nervous about the pricing changes and delivery timing. Is November launch still on track? When will the U.S. pre-orders actually begin shipping? Could U.S. customers see additional tariff-related price increases before release? That's one question I have. Will Plaion absorb tariff costs, or could pre-order customers be charged extra later? Are consoles shipping from U.S. warehouses or internationally? These are just questions I had as someone that has bought the system from Plaion directly, the Ultimate Bundle. And my last set of questions, 5 official accessories and future game releases. The new cartridge releases are one of the most exciting parts of the project, I believe. Are more officially published AES cartridges planned beyond the first announcement lineup? Will future releases include entirely new Neo Geo games, or only reissues of games that have been done before? Well, imagine if we could get some homebrew games officially released through Plaion. Will wireless accessories remain compatible with original AES hardware? I'm pretty sure the answer to that. I think the answer to that was yes. Is the AES Plus intended as a long-term platform with ongoing software support? So these were just a list of the questions I feel like that the Neo Geo hardcore community has been asking everywhere online. So getting direct answers from Plaion could really help to make buyers feel confident about pre-ordering the system. I know these were a lot of questions, but these are the kind of questions that I would like to see answered. Plaion sees this. Thank you so much for your transparency. It means a lot that you come on and talk to the community about the console. We're all excited for the Neo Geo AES Plus, and we cannot wait to have this in our hands. And thank you so much. This has been Papa Brad. Thanks so much for watching. Smash that thumbs up. And as always, stay legit. Thank you so much. We got a $4.99 super chat from Steps. Thank you so much. Let me play a quick one for you. This is a quick one. Okay, so we have Carlo says he just put in a score. Let me, I could probably just go take a look at it real quick. Let me pull up my leaderboards. Let's see. Can y'all see it? Yeah, okay. Let me make myself tiny. Boom. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there's the new games that are coming. Oh, hey, look, Carlo put up a score in Blazing Star. Hey, you took the lead. Nice job, Carlo. Taking the lead quick in Blazing Star. I did do a little gameplay of Blazing Star. I've never played it before. It's my first time playing it. It was fantastic. Where we got a bunch of people. Let's look. Okay, well, we're going to go over this in a bit, but these are the Retro Legends Arcade Leaderboards. Basically, we play games every week. If there's an arcade game you love, I'm sure it's in here. We got pages and pages of scores. And then we announce a winner each week. At the end of the week, when I have the show, I just announce the people that won each category. And it's a lot of fun. We play every week. All the links to play the games for free are in the description in the video. It costs nothing to play. It's completely free. And we'll get back to that in a bit. But right now we're talking about Neo Geo. The next thing I want to talk about with Neo Geo, and of course I do cover some of the news, so it's going to be some of the same stuff, but it'll be my take on it. I know Potion Sword Run just put out a video on this, I think earlier today, but I'm going to talk about it as well. But this is actually a game, a brand new game that's coming to the Neo Geo called Necro Pop. And I want to show the trailer, and I want to have a little discussion about the game, what we think about it. And so let's first take a look at the game so we have an opinion of what it looks like at least. Okay, I got a question from Ojib. No, you can put in scores on any of the games. We do announce them the week that we're playing them, but the leaderboards are there for the community. They're permanent, and people can add scores to the leaderboards. The only time I lock them down, when we do an official tournament, usually when I have enough money to do prizes, I do an official tournament. That play is locked in place because it was a tournament play. It's usually done live at a certain time. So I do lock down tournaments, but just my general leaderboards are completely open. And I mean, we have played, like, just go look through the history of what we've played. I mean, we're all about the games on this channel, and we love playing games. Metrovania for the Neo Geo, it looks amazing. And I did pull some information on it. We got, first let's take a look at the prices. Let me check. I had some notes I wanted to talk about, but definitely check out Potion's Sword Run's video. It was fun. Here's the, I had some picks. Yeah, here they are. Okay. So they have, the basic version is $349. And then they have a deluxe version. It comes with a bunch of extras. Exclusive limited edition. Only 100 of these are available. They might sell out of these. If you want to enjoy the Vengeance Hunters experience, is on another level. This one comes with a red cart and a whole bunch of extras. If you just want to play the game, $349. That's a long way from $90. And it is kind of expensive, you know. It is kind of expensive. But for Neo Geo, that's kind of the way these things have been. But that could change as more people get into the Neo Geo. You know, maybe we'll eventually see Plaion releasing some indie titles. Like I know Atari's done that with some titles. Oh, that's pounds. Okay. Well, one of the great things about this game I was looking is that you can try it before you buy it because it's going to be on Steam. I believe it's going to be on Switch and some other consoles. So you can play it on some other consoles, see if you really love it. And if you really love it and you got to have it on the Neo Geo, it's available. It's going to be available. I think that's kind of cool. But that's an indie game that is being made for the Neo Geo. I like this red deal here. Is pretty hot looking. That's pretty amazing looking. Too rich for my blood. I mean, but you got to figure that would be like buying four regular Neo Geo games probably. So, but I thought that was interesting. And we're going to go back to talking Neo Geo in just a minute. Oh, I got to switch to my regular view. We're going to go back to talking about Neo Geo in just a moment. But I'm going to switch gears real quick and do something. I haven't done this in a long time. But it's time to revisit something that I have not talked about in a while. And we do have a special guest that's going to give us some insights. But let's talk about this next. I promise we're going to come back to Neo Geo. Do not leave. All right, we're going to talk about some Arcade1Up. We do have some news with the Arcade1Up. Where did it go? 1 second. Okay, I put in a file called Rampage. Okay, this is going to be a guest video from Biggie D. And once again, this is not his whole video. Go to his channel to watch the whole video. This is just some little tiny clips of his video. Friends with Biggie D. We talked about if I could show some of his video to show people what the game is like. Also, shout out his channel. Go visit his channel. Go drop him a sub. If you like Arcade1Up, he's the guy to talk to. Let's check out this footage he's got of the Arcade1Up Rampage.
Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. We got a big announcement on Arcade1Up that I wanted to discuss with you guys today. So let's take a look at what we actually got. So this is the cabinets that are going to release here sometime later on today, it looks like. And these are not two different cabinets. These are the same cabinet design with different artwork on each side. So you're going to have Joust on one side, Rampage on the other. And then looking here at another image, just kind of from the side here, you can see that it has that Rampage marquee, Rampage deck art, and then it does have the Arcade1Up branding. Not seeing any Basic Fun branding anywhere on here, which is good. I mean, if they're going to use that name, use it to its fullest extent. No reason to include the Basic Fun in there, especially if they're trying to want to differentiate the Arcade1Up brand from Basic Fun like we've heard in the past. Now, here's the other side with Joust. Now, you're going to find something interesting that...
Okay, I'm pausing it right there. If you like the Arcade1Ups, go check out Biggie D. He talks about these a lot. He likes this topic a lot. Who doesn't love Rampage? I mean, this is a great classic. Rampage and Joust are fantastic 80s arcade games. They are great games. As far as the games, those are classics, right? And let me get my ugly mug off so we could see Biggie D's channel. Right there is where you go.
There is a Joust marquee and Joust artwork on the game deck here. So that's interesting, right? So what we're believing is going to be available with this is a swappable control deck and swappable marquees. Now, how easy is it going to be able to just swap a marquee out? Are you going to have to take the side panel off in order to swap those out? Or are they going to have an insert from the top where you can just easily slip it on and, slip it out at any point?
I think they're probably just going to go from the top where it just slides in. Then I don't know. They might know right now.
And then I guess a few screws, and you can change out the game deck art. Not sure how that's going to work. Maybe we'll find out later on today during that Arcade Insiders live stream. Here's a straight on shot for both sides. So you can see the different sides with the different marquees and game deck art.
It's like a split in half. If you look at it, it's got like Joust on one half and like the Rampage on the other half. Okay. Okay, Biggie did say yes. It's a slip-in marquee. We found out. Okay. Steps is not a fan of the Arcade1Ups. We're going to talk a little bit about Arcade1Up. I promise it won't be too long, but this is the news of the week. So, and we're going to connect it back to Neo Geo in a minute.
And then here's kind of looking at the game deck straight on here with the Rampage art. Now it does say it's reversible, or it kind of indicates that here with the image, but I don't understand how that would work, because if you were going to flip that onto its other side, the buttons aren't going to line up right. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. And is it going to be two separate game deck arts that you're going to?
We got Crane live on YouTube. It's a good cab. You need to upgrade the sticks and buttons, which I haven't done yet. I'm on MK2 Deluxe. Hey, we got Wingo here. And we're going to be talking about Wingo in a little bit. Wingo is in my news. Such great games. Fantastic pinball player. We got Dane Bramage here. Mode has a full review as well. Arcade Cami. Rampage doesn't look right with only 2 joysticks. Yeah, this was a 3 joystick game. I'm not sure why they did the 2 joysticks. Probably to cut costs to make it cheaper. I mean, for Sure Steps, I think their day in the sun has passed. We'll be talking a little bit about that. Okay, let's continue. Let's give Biggie his chance to shine, and let's let him tell us about the cab.
To have available with this machine, and you can just swap those out. I don't see how this could be just a reversible where you could just flip it to the other side and use that. So not sure yet how that's going to work. But here's that Joust side or Joust artwork for the game deck. I think between the two, I'd probably lean more to keeping it Joust just because I think that's some sleek game deck art. I've always liked that on the previous Joust artwork cabinet. Thought it looked good. Now, here's a straight-on shot. Got Cyrus in there with that image. Now, Cyrus, I believe, works for Basic Fun right now. So he is under that ownership, and he can be used as an asset, I guess, for the marketing. And he's probably got some work in on this cabinet. And
that's Cyrus, man. He's like a cat. He must have 9 lives.
I think works for Arcade1Up right now, as far as I know. So he should be showing up in these types of images. I would predict we'll see more of him in the future. But here's kind of just a straight-on shot, which gives us more of a look at the bezel art, where it's kind of a mix. You're going to have Joust on the right side. You're going to have Rampage on the left side. And it looks like they've kind of done like a 60-40. It looks like it's more 60% Rampage, 40% Joust on that right side, if you can kind of see.
And of course, Rampage came first, but Neo Geo had King of Monsters 2. So Neo Geo took it to the next level. But Rampage that was definitely where this genre, the kaiju arcade game, that was the start, wasn't it? Hey, we all show for something. It's just stuff you like. If you like something, don't be afraid to say it. It's your opinion. Everyone can have a different opinion. It's perfectly fine. What happened? I lost my sound.
On the side here, you can see that it has that Rampage marquee, Rampage deck art, and then it does have the Arcade1Up branding. Not seeing any Basic Fun branding anywhere on here, which is good. I mean, if they're going to use that name, use it to its fullest extent. No reason.
A quick shout out to Rich Odello. So welcome back to Chi. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Glad to see you here. So glad to see him. Awesome guy.
Include the Basic Fun in there, especially if they're trying to want to differentiate the Arcade1Up brand from Basic Fun, like we've heard in the past. Now, here's the other side with Joust. Now, you're going to find something interesting that there is a Joust marquee and Joust artwork on the game deck here. So that's interesting, right? So what we're believing is going to be available with this is a swappable control deck and swappable marquees. Now, how easy is it going to be able to just swap a marquee out? Are you going to have to take the side panel off in order to swap those out? Or are they going to have an insert from the top where you can just easily slip it on and slip it out at any point? And then I guess a few screws, and you can change out the game deck art. Not sure how that's going to work. Maybe we'll find out later on today during that Arcade Insiders live stream. Here's a straight-on shot for both sides, so you can see the different sides with the different marquees and game deck art. And then here's kind of looking at the game deck straight on here with the Rampage art. Now, it does say it's reversible, or it kind of indicates that here with the image, but I don't understand how that would work, because if you were going to flip that onto its other side, the buttons aren't going to line up right. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. And is it going to be two separate game deck arts that you're going to have available with this machine, and you can just swap those out. I don't see how this could be just a reversible where you could just flip it to the other side and use that. So not sure yet how that's going to work. But here's that Joust side, or Joust artwork for the game deck. I think between the two, I'd probably lean more to keeping it Joust, just because I think that's some sleek game deck art. I've always liked that on the previous Joust artwork cabinet. Thought it looked good. Now here's a straight on shot. Got Cyrus in there with that image. Now, you know, Cyrus, I believe, works for Basic Fun right now. So he is under that ownership, and he can be used as an asset, I guess, for the marketing. And he's probably got some work in on this cabinet. And, you know, I think works for Arcade1Up right now, as far as I know. So he should be showing up in these types of images. I would predict we'll see more of him in the future. But here's kind of just a straight on shot, which gives us more of a look at the bezel art, where it's kind of a mix. You're going to have Joust on the right side. You're going to have Rampage on the left side. And it looks like they've kind of done like a 60-40. It looks like it's more 60% Rampage, 40% Joust on that right side, if you can kind of see that. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, what game deck art do people go with the most. I think the Joust, again, looks better of the two, for sure. But here's your 14 games that are going to come with it. This is just the standard, you know, games list that we're accustomed to with the Mortal Kombat, the previous Joust cabinet that released. The games list are 14 games Joust, Rampage, Mortal Kombat 2, MK3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Defender, Gauntlet, Tubin, Wizard of War, Bubbles, Root Beer Tapper, Clax, and Paperboy. And I think all these games, for the most part, play pretty good on this cabinet. You know, there isn't one in particular I would say that stands out that you can't play other than Paperboy. Paperboy's going to be a tough one to play with the joystick and buttons. It really needs like that, you know, handlebar controls, which you can't have available on this cabinet. So of the games, I would say Paperboy is probably that one that you're probably not going to enjoy that much. But the other ones, I think it's a great games list. It's been a solid one for them, been one of their best-selling ones over the years. So this is a good choice for them. It's a safe, low-risk release for them, and I think it'll do well.
There you go. Awesome video from Biggie D telling us all about the new Arcade1Up cab. Let me go back. I didn't want to interrupt when he was talking, but we had Steps Turbo show with some commentary. Rampage doesn't have a Mortal Kombat button layout either. This is ridiculous, and it's the exact same cabinet they've released 15 times. Yes, and yes. So Biggie D is still pushing the Arcade1Up. He says, not pushing, he likes it. That's fine. It's an opinion. He likes it. Okay. He says that's 14 games included, and they're all online. They're online because this is the same cabinet they've had for, like Step says, 15 times. So we're going to do a point counterpoint. Now, I wanted to have a positive video about the Arcade1Up because I come off a lot as a troll. But we're going to flip it. And we're going to go to a counterpoint video. So let me pull that up next. Remove that from the studio real quick. And we can pause this. I'll interact with the chat while it's playing. We can pause and have a discussion. But we're going to go to GenXGamer next. We're going to take a look at some content that he made this week. And it's about Arcade1Up in Neo Geo. The title of the video is Neo Geo Stole the Soul of the Home Arcade Community. So let's check out this video. Neo Geo Stole the Soul of the Home Arcade Community by GenXGamer. And I am subscribed. Links for the channels are in the description of this video. If you want to watch the whole video, go to his channel. This is just going to be a short and condensed version, clipped down, making it very tight and short. But this is a great video. I recommend go to his channel, drop him a sub, watch a video. It's a different
Retro
opinion.
Legend shout out to GenXGamer, who gave us permission to show this video and react to it. Check out his channel and subscribe. I am subscribed. He's got a great channel. Almost 3,000 videos. Look at that, 2,900 videos.
I'm going to take a quick little pause here and give a shout out to one of my favorite people in the pinball community, Mad Ben Hand, the champion, the #1 pinball player of AtGames Pinball in the world, is here in our chat. Thank you so much. It's always an honor just to have you show up, because I am a pinball player first and foremost. And we're going to be talking pinball in a bit, but this is Mad Ben Hand. If you don't know him, the man's a legend. Fantastic pinball player. He does put videos up to teach how to play pinball. But I want to give a shout out to GenXGamer. I've been watching this channel for a long time. And I've never really covered his channel on my show, but GenXGamer does great content. He's got 2,900 videos. Now, this guy's putting in the work, man. He's hustling. He is putting in the work, and that's what I like to see. These are kind of content creators I like. That's work ethic there.
Videos, 3,000 plus subscribers. Go check him out. He's got some great opinions. Let's check out the video.
Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of GenXGamer. Guess what? Oh yeah, the Neo Geo just sucked out the life of the home arcade community, right? I was just thinking about that, and one of the reasons is the same reason why this thing is so popular: the arcade home experience, right? You got the arcade games in your home. Here's the big difference: $250. At some point, arcade went up, and everybody else got high off their own supply, right? And they thought that these, at best, $400 cabinets were worth $700, $800. Give you a little more, $999. I mean, they really killed the market just by everything that they did. And now they're trying. They're trying to revive it. Oh, we're going to have this. We got the media went up. We got not the same energy. Not the same energy at all, right? From when Arcade 1Up first started, right? When
That's what I would say, too. I would say the energy of the original Arcade 1Up is dead. I mean, the Neo Geo is an arcade hardware that's consoleized. So while it is a console, it is an exact duplicate of the games of the arcade. So while it is a console, it's basically a copy of the arcade. We got the real Jay Phillips here saying November couldn't get here any sooner. Salute, and I will salute to you, sir, with my Dr. Doom cup filled with a tasty adult beverage. And thank you for watching the show. I don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome to the channel. We're checking out some GenXGamer. He's going to set us straight on this.
the Pac-Man and everything else, man, people were excited. They were excited like they're excited about the Neo Geo, right? Are you going to spend $700 on an arcade? More people are buying $1,000 packages. $1,000 packages of a console that they are these arcade machines, guys. And yeah, it doesn't matter how much they try. They're trying to make it exciting. Oh, we have this coming out. We have that coming out. It doesn't matter.
And I'll throw this up from Old School Gamer 86. Neo Geo AES and carts use the same MVS arcade hardware and chips. Yeah, it is the actual exact arcade game. So while it is a console, this is a console for people that love arcade games. If you love arcade games, this is the real deal. I mean, this is just a consoleized version of the actual arcade hardware. We got Mr. Rightway here. Man, this is a gigantic YouTuber. Fantastic channel. This guy's a giant. AES Plus is going to be amazing. I'm happy that people will be about to get this. By the way, check out his channel, boy. He does some fantastic content. I do believe I saw a video of him in Japan where he was looking at some Neo Geo carts and shopping. It was incredible. Just an incredible channel, does some great content. Check him out.
It's so over. It is so over. Unless they get back to business, unless they get back to making what they were supposed to be making, a $400, homage, imitation, well, you call it whatever you want, right? It's not the real thing. But it's good enough, for your kids to play on and whatever. If you want to have an ornament, that's okay. If you want to have a space, that's cool. Right? But don't rip people off, start charging $700, $800 for these things. Like I said, that's what really killed their business by getting too greedy, just like every other business, right? But also, now that they're trying to do something, it is very hard because it's that same customer, right, of that same age group that is now looking at this new proposition, right, that is looking at these bad boys, and let's look at them here. And when you think about it, are you getting a better value by buying one arcade machine where you can actually buy different cartridges, for $90 or whatever it's going to be?
Take a little pause here. Shout out to an old friend, Herb Wars. Good to see you, Herb. Welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you in a while. Herb Wars, fantastic guy. And believe it or not, we did talk about Evercade. When you rewind the show back to the beginning, we did talk about Evercade getting more Neo Geo.
Or you can get an EverDrive, whatever it is, whatever. Of course, people are going to hack this, or you're not going to be, you don't have to buy every game. It'd be cool for collectors, right? But you're opening a whole new different market. But you have people that want to play the arcade games at home on a device that they've always dreamed of. So the excitement is there. And unfortunately for all these, Basic Fun, Arcade1Up, even Media1Up right now, the fire isn't there. The fire from the customers isn't there, and unfortunately, that's the way it's going to stay. Maybe there's some excitement for Double Dragon. Yeah, sure. From our side community, yes. But is it going to be this type of excitement? No, it's not.
I'll say this too: the people that are going to be excited for Double Dragon are such phonies and fakes, because when iArcade had Double Dragon, which by the way, they took the time to get perfect slowdown on it, which was not easy to do. It's perfect. They did nothing but trash Double Dragon for all the years that iArcade had it. Now they're going to act like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread? I don't think so. It's the same game. Double Dragon was just the start of something. It is a great piece of history. But as far as beat 'em ups, it was just the beginning where they started. And it's funny, you're going to watch all these Arcade1Up YouTubers flip and say that Double Dragon's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
You guys are dreaming. And just like anything else, if people are really into it, if you're really that, a fervent of a fan of Arcade1Up, a Basic Fun, or Media1Up, you're going to keep on making videos, I guess. But you really have to love it because the views aren't going to be there.
And I do agree with that. I think the home arcade thing, I think some people are still going to be into it. Some people are still going to collect those cheap cabs. But some people are just going to get a couple great multicades and figure out how the stuff works and just enjoy it. Some people are going to get the Neo Geo AES Plus and have that real arcade experience, be able to collect these fantastic cartridges, which were never affordable for the average person. The common person just can't go out and spend $12,000 on a cartridge. I think the Arcade1Up ship, it kind of came and went and sailed. That's just my opinion. And, I'm going to do a special flashback just to let people know what I think of Arcade1Up, because it's been a while since I've put any Arcade1Up content out there, but we're going to do a flashback for that. 1 second. Let me queue up this commentary. Well, I got to find it. Where'd it go? It's in the Rampage. There it is. Okay. This is a video, one of my classics, one of my favorite videos I ever did. This is called Why I Am Selling My Entire Arcade1Up Collection. And this is just a retro flashback. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and fellow gamers, this is Papa Brad. Today I stand before you with a heavy heart to discuss a decision that I never thought I would have to make. I'm here to talk about selling my beloved Arcade1Up collection, a decision born out of disappointment and frustration due to the company's apparent disregard for quality in their products. Arcade1Up, for those unfamiliar, is a company that specializes in recreating classic arcade games in compact, home-friendly format. As a passionate arcade gamer, a nostalgic soul, I was thrilled when I first heard about their products. The promise of owning my favorite arcade games from my childhood, right in the comfort of my own home, seemed like a dream come true. And for a while, it was. I eagerly purchased several Arcade1Up cabinets, each one representing a cherished memory from my youth. Pac-Man, Street Fighter II, Tempest, Star Wars, and more were all brought back to life in these beautifully designed cabinets. I proudly displayed them in my Papacade 2.0 gaming room, and they actually became the centerpiece of my gaming experience. However, over time, I began to notice significant issues with the quality of Arcade1Up's products. The most glaring issue was their build quality. Cabinets started to show signs of wear and tear far too quickly. Buttons and joysticks become unresponsive, began to stick, or just needed to be replaced to be able to make the game playable to the level I expect. Marred by poor craftsmanship, it was disheartening to see my favorite games suffering due to subpar hardware. But what hurt even more than that was Arcade1Up's lackluster customer support and unwillingness to address these issues. Countless reports from fellow gamers echoed my experiences. Frustrating cycle of defective parts, mushy buttons, long response times, and unresolved problems. I felt like they were taking our money without any concern for the satisfaction or longevity of their products. As gamers, we invest not only our money but our emotions into these experiences. Arcade1Up was supposed to be the bridge to our cherished past, a way to relive those magical moments from our childhood. Instead, it has become a source of frustration and disappointment. Today, I announced my decision to sell my entire Arcade1Up collection. It pains me to part with these cabinets, as they were part of my gaming history, but my love for gaming should not be overshadowed by frustration and disappointment caused by a company's neglect of quality and customer care. I hope that my decision to part ways with Arcade1Up serves as a wake-up call to the company. We as consumers deserve better. We deserve products that are not only faithful to the classics, but also built to last and backed by a company that genuinely cares about its customers. In conclusion, as I embark on this bittersweet journey to sell my Arcade1Up collection, I want to remind everyone that our passion for gaming should always be celebrated. It is essential to hold these companies accountable for the quality of their products and the level of consumer care they provide. Only then can we ensure that the gaming experiences we cherish are preserved for generations to come. Thank you for listening, and may your own gaming experiences be filled with joy, quality, and lasting memories. This has been Papa Brad. Stay legit. Well, there you go. There was our retro flashback. And hello, honey. It's my wife. Hey, how you doing? I'm on YouTube. But yeah, I say if I want to hide, I just should go on YouTube because she never watches my stuff live. But hey, good to see you, baby. How you doing? Okay. So Crane live on YouTube says, you think she'd buy a Rampage? Yeah. Well, it's on sale right now. It's on sale from $549 to $449.99. But there will not be any Arcade1Up cabinets in my future. Yeah. No, I didn't want the Joust Rampage, honey. So, yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay. So that was the Arcade1Up section. In the chat, would you rather have a Neo Geo or an Arcade1Up? I can do a poll. Let me see if I can do that real quick. How do I do a poll? Let me do a poll. They have this new feature where you can do a poll. Let me pull it up. Just write Neo Geo or Arcade1Up in the chat. I think most people would rather have the Neo Geo. Is this a trick question? No, it's not a trick question. I'm not trying to fool you. But I think most people, like in my age group, would rather have a Neo Geo than a Arcade1Up. Happy birthday, Herb Wars, your birthday. Happy birthday. Carlos is not an Arcade1Up. Rachel Della says Neo Geo all the way. Yeah. I think, everyone, if you're into arcade games, you owe it to yourself to have one good multicade where you can play a lot of games. But the Neo Geo is something you collect, right? I mean, multicades are just to play games. It's not the hardware that matters so much as the games, and the emulation has to be good, Drew says, Drew Drums 82 says Neo Geo for life. That's right. We love the Neo Geo here on this channel. There is no doubt about it. We also love Elvira, but that's a whole separate story. But we do love the Neo Geo on this channel. Let's go. Oh, there it is.
Neo Geo, Neo Geo. 4 white buttons and 2 joysticks. Neo Geo, Neo Geo. Cool red cabinet, name that stick. Neo Geo, Neo Geo. 4 white buttons and 2 joysticks. Neo Geo, Neo Geo. Cool red cabinet, name that stick.
Neo Geo love. That's my jam right there. Yeah, man, that's some good stuff. Mm-hmm. I love the Dreamcast too, man. One of my Dreamcasts broke. I was so bummed out. I have the GDEMU in it, and it's just rebooting. So that's another reason I want to get the Neo Geo AES Plus cartridge format. It's so durable. I mean, these things last for. If you want something that's going to last, cartridges are the way to go. Plus, everything needs to be on that cart. You get a complete game, and it's yours forever. All the Atari stuff I buy works. Carts are the way to go. If you're talking about preservation and something, the Neo Geos, the Dreamcast, the weak spot was the CD-ROM drive, the GD-ROM drive that it had. And then I modded it with the GDEMU. Now that's broken. So I have multiple Dreamcasts, but they're starting to go out on me because they're so old. And I think the Neo Geo, I do like that it's cartridge-based. Steps Turbo says, I'll take a Panasonic 3DO over an Arcade1Up. Herb Wars says, I'm excited to actually have Mark of Wolves on the AES. It's way too expensive for the original. The CD had load time issues, though. I feel like the card stuff is the best. 3DO Samurai Showdown is dope. I did hear that was really good. That's what MotoLinux said. He said it was a really good port. And I believe him because he definitely knows a lot about Samurai Showdown. So we're going to switch gears right now, and we're going to start our coverage of the Retro Legends Arcade. And here we go. All right, let's take a look at our leaderboards. We've had an exciting week of gameplay. This is the Retro Legends Arcade's leaderboards we play every week. And let's start with the big topic, which is the Strikers 1945. We had a lot of great players dueling it out throughout the week. We had Steps Turbo Show, Potion Sword Run, Saecrow, Ichabod Crane, Leo DS, Old School Gamer 86, and I ended up winning that one. We had Fire, Bliss 2121, Papa Brad, Saecrow, and Rich Mix took the win on Fire. I played that in Pinball Effects VR, which was a lot of fun. I do use the Arcade, and I do have an affiliate link for them, and you can get 20% off with the coupon code. I'll show that when I'm done. We played Star God EM Plus on the AtGames or on Zachariah Pinball, Bliss 2121, Wingo, me, and Saecrow. We had Firefighter Wildlands, Bliss 2121, Wingo, me, and then Saecrow for the win on that. And we had Space Invaders, Bliss 2121, Ichabod Crane, Saecrow, Wingo, and me for Space Invaders. I have a feeling that Saecrow might have beat me, but maybe he didn't put up a score, but he could have beat me on that. I'm not sure, but according to our leaderboards. And then these are all the new games for this week. We've got brand new games coming in. We're gonna talk about that. That's on the AtGames dead last, but we will talk about it. So the next thing I want to do is we're going to talk about our Neo Geo shooter competition. We're now on week 3, so the game we'll be playing will be Blazing Star from the Neo Geo. We're on week 3. Let's check out this quick little clip.
Geo fans, we are going to be playing 4 of the greatest shoot-em-ups to ever hit the Neo Geo in tournament play as we prepare for the launch of the exciting new AES Plus console. So let's take a look at the 4 games that I'm picking for us to play in preparation for this great console event. Games will be voted on by a poll on my channel to determine which one we play first. We're going to play all 4 of these in a row. You will get your name permanently put on this video with your high score for each person that wins that week. Retro Legends shout out to Leo DS, the winner of Polestar. Week 2 is now live with Strikers 1945 Plus as chosen by the viewers. Drop your scores in the links in the description of this video. We'll see you on the leaderboards. Also, special shout out to Potion Sword Run. Thanks for playing. Ichabod Crane, I see you. And of course, the legend of the Retro Legends Arcade. I'm talking about Saecrow, absolute monster gamer. It's going to be great to see how we did in Flipper Friends. A great season for both me and Saecrow. Both are definitely going to be in the top 10 for the season. Let's go! Neo Geo! Retro Legends Arcade, it's all about the games. Let's have some fun. Free online leaderboards. No gatekeeping. Everyone can play. Come join the party. It's free, it's fun, and it's for the community. iScored links are in the description of this video. Just click on the link, it'll take you straight to the leaderboard. Shoot a photo of the game with the high score and your initials, and you're all set. Let's go.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I just ran the same video because I ended up winning this week. I had an amazing run on Strikers 1945 Plus. It's funny, I got like all the way to like the end of the 5th boss with all my ships. I didn't even lose a life. And then once you lose that first life, you know, it all breaks loose. I swear, these shmups are often that way. As soon as you lose that life, it's hard to keep going. But had a fantastic run. That was probably my best run I've ever had. So we're going to take a look next at I want to take a look real quick at, let me check in the chat. Let me put this up. Okay. Last Resort is great. Yeah, that one's definitely going to be played. It was on our list. I know there's a bunch of other Neo Geo ones that are good. There's Ironclad. I believe there's some other ones. Hey, what's up, Hayden? Good to see you. Raytheon. I haven't played that. Raytheon? I haven't played that one yet. But yeah, Blazing Star is this week's game. Mm-hmm. So I want to talk real quick because I don't want to put this in the At Games section for tonight. I want to separate this from At Games for a minute. But Flipper Friends, of course, is a weekly pinball competition in partnership with the IFPA, official pinball organization, International Flipper Pinball Association. And I've been playing in this tournament for a long time. 13 weeks it was. And I just want to announce the results of the 13 weeks for the winners. And we have a number one. These are the official rankings. I got these from the IFPA and At Games. Mad Ben Hand, first place. Skoljo, second. Tomato Grass, third. This is the complete tournament. Wizard 626, six-string pin. Our very own Saecrow from the Retro Legends Arcade show that's always watching came in sixth place with a top 10 finish. We had Saecrow, and this is worldwide for At Games Pinball. We had Saecrow in seventh, Fail 3, eighth, and Papa Brad coming in the top 10 players in the world at Games Pinball in a massive tournament. This was a 13-week grind, playing 3 tables every week. So this was a long pinball tournament. I came in 9th place. Saecrow came in 6th place, and Balls of Fury was 10th. But congratulations to all the people that played in Flipper Friends. I had a blast playing this. They've started their next season, and I feel like we are going to talk about At Games. This is the strongest thing they do, in my opinion, is the Flipper Friends and the IFPA weekly pinball tournaments. This is my favorite thing about At Games. It's free to play. You just have to have a machine and have the tables, but it doesn't cost anything. You just play them, and it records your scores. This is the official IFPA ranking of At Games pinball players as of tonight. So I just pulled this from them. And if you take a look, what you're going to notice is we got Mad Ben Hand number 1, Skoljo number 2, Tomato Grass 3, Wizard 626, six-string pin. Saecrow is the 6th best in the world at Games Pinball. Saecrow, I'm in 8th actually in this list. Fail, and our very own Wyo. Wyo is in 10th place on the IFPA leaderboards. Congratulations, Wyo. Wow, you've made the list. You're top 10 on the IFPA boards. So let's give them a little bit of this. So congratulations, Wyos. Did you know that? Look at that. Yeah, Dinosaur Dynasty 3 had some issues. So, I mean, want it to be as good as it can be. So you should never put out a game if it's not as good as it can be, because you only get one chance to make a first impression. You know, take the time to get the game at least as good as it can be before you let it out. That's actually a good thing. But that is the current IFPA rankings. And let's see. I had a really good week too playing for this first week. I think I came in like 7th maybe. I didn't pull up the scores, but I know that the usual suspects did really well. So but I feel like that's one of the things At Games really does well is the IFPA tournaments. And there's some big names on that leaderboard. Just to be in the same group of 10 with Tomato Grass and Mad Ben Hand, it's really been an honor to play with such good gamers, such good pinball players. You know, Mikey's a great pinball player. He plays in VR, doesn't have an At Games, but for us players that actually play the games, people that play the games, you'll see my name on the leaderboards. I'm a gamer. And speaking of that, that's why I have companies that sponsor me and they give me affiliates and stuff. I have 2 joystick companies. I have TR Fight Sticks, which makes a super high-end joystick. This is way more than you'd ever need to play any kind of games. It comes with the ports built in it for Neo Geo. There's nothing you need. You literally just get a cable and you plug it in. It's got the Neo Geo port right there on the end. And this is a TR Fight Stick. I did buy this, but they did give me a $50 off code that you have in my description. If you ever want the ultimate joystick, check these out. They're really good. I would highly recommend it. I also recommend Evercade. I have 20% off on those. It's an affiliate link. All the money I make from this goes directly into putting on the prizes for tournaments. So if anyone buys anything and you use my code, anything I get, I'll give back to the community, either through tournaments. I give a lot on this channel. If people that have stuck by and have watched, they see that I'm constantly giving things away. I've given out now over $1,000 in prizes off of this show, all out of my pocket for the love of gaming. It's the way I give back to the community. I'm here every week. Usually if I'm sick or I'm healthy, I'm here to keep the tournaments running. So I'd like to thank everyone. I'm very thankful for everyone that watches the show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for playing every week. You're the magic, you're the secret sauce that keeps me doing this show. And I do appreciate you, so thank you so much. Anyway, that's the code. The BTA20 will get you 20% off an Evercade. That's a great piece of arcade hardware. You can use it for a bunch of different things. And I do fully recommend the Evercade for what it is, for what it is. If you want an arcade stick, you want to do a build, Evercade is certainly a lot of fun. You can also play pinball with it. There's the octopus. There's a good shot of the octopus. But you notice the people that sponsor me are companies that sell arcade controllers, because I'm an arcade gamer. This is my jam. This is what I love. I love the games. And if you're new to Papa Brad's Gaming, you're just tuning in for the Neo Geo content, check out my retro gaming section. I got a lot of really cool retro gaming content, not related to pinball, not related to AtGames, just retro gaming. I have stuff on Atari. 3,000, I don't know how many videos I'm at, but I'm well over 3,000 videos. There's probably something for almost everyone if you're into retro gaming. Biggie D agrees. Evercade is probably the best home arcade product you can get. It's a Swiss Army knife. I mean, I see my Evercades back there. I play VR pinball with it, and it's incredible. The immersion is great. You can nudge it, and it moves the ball. And in VR, the lag is super low. So I feel like with Zen Studios, one of the things they really knocked out of the park is the Pinball Effects VR is fantastic. And so normally I would put that in the AtGames section, but I'm going to put it in our tournament section tonight because it's time to talk about, I guess let's pull off the Band-Aid. And let's talk a little bit about AtGames.
Hey everybody, it's Papa Brad from Papa Brad's Gaming. If you're part of the AtGames Pinball community, this is one of those moments where your voice actually matters. AtGames has officially announced plans for a brand new series of AtGames original tables called American Moments. This new collection is planned to celebrate shared history, iconic places, culture, memories, and the moments that connect us all. Think emotional themes, legendary locations, and experiences you might even want to share with your kids and family around a virtual pinball table. And don't worry, Natural History and First Responder series are not going away. AtGames says they'll continue making more tables for those collections too. Now here's where you come in. Voting is live right now. AtGames wants a community to help decide what themes become future tables. The top 25 community voted themes will move forward, and 13 of those will officially become the first wave of American Moments tables, coming in 2027. So if you want your favorite themes to have a shot at becoming real virtual pinball tables, now's the time to jump in and vote. Multiple sections are allowed, and the results will be announced after the poll closes. If you're excited about the future of AtGames Pinball, like I am, hit that like button, subscribe to Papa Brad's Gaming, let me know down in the comments what themes you would like to see make the cut. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the leaderboards. Hey everybody, it's Papa Brad from Papa Brad's Gaming. If you're part of the AtGames Pinball community, this is one of those moments where your voice actually matters. AtGames has officially announced plans for a brand new series of AtGames original tables called American Moments. This new collection is planned to celebrate shared history, iconic places, culture, memories, and the moments that connect us all. That being said, here are 6 themes that I think could be made into fantastic American-themed pinball games on AtGames. First one, I got to start with 1776, the Founding Fathers, just so much history there. A second game I would pick would be Civil War. Imagine if you put a cannon in this game as a toy. And I think the North versus the South is an interesting theme. I think it's a pretty good topic that has not been done in a pinball machine. I think it would be original and different. And of course there's World War I and World War II. I think war-themed pinball machines are always a good time. You can imagine a tank being a toy in the center of the playfield. You can have all kinds of cool things happen in a battlefield kind of game. The next one I would like to see is the drive-in theater game. Of course, you can have the burgers, the fries, and the shakes, but I would really love a drive-in theater themed pinball game. It'd be really fun if it was like a B-horror movie or something that would be playing at a drive-in theater in the 50s. I think this idea has a lot of potential. I think the moon landing and the first astronauts would be themes I would enjoy. I always like space-themed tables, but that's just what I like. Are you excited to see these tables? I know I am. It'd be interesting to see what themes make the final cut.
Okay. So let me read some of these comments real quick. Let me get into this. Okay, so it looks like most of these people talking about this is a good comment. AtGames will always cry wolf, and they should have developed a platform that wasn't proprietary. That was their first mistake. I do agree. They put all their eggs in one basket, and that basket was Zen Studios. And I remember I've always been into AtGames, but when Zen Studios came on board, all the stuff started getting locked down. It became less free and less open. Remember, before Zen Studios, we had stuff like Coin Ops. We had lots of independent things going on, which were super cool and super positive and community-based. It seems like when they got Zen Studios, they had to lock it down. There's been a lot of miscommunication on this too. Like, one of the things I hear is the comment about 90%. The 90% of the base is in the HDP, the HD pinball, but in 10% is 4KP. But that's not the money. That is just the percentage of people that play the games and or have the machines. So the user base, probably because it was less expensive for the HD pinball, is way bigger. But they're not talking about the money. That's two totally different topics. So some people seem to be getting confused, and they're just talking about the base of players. Going back to that, that's why Flipper Friends, when it became both together, it was way better. Because when you were the top 10 of the 4KP players playing by themselves, you were in the top 10 of 10%. But now when you're in the top 10 on Flipper Friends, you're in the top 10 of all AtGames pinball players. So that changes the formula altogether. So, but you need to understand what that means. 10% of the user player base is 4KP, but not 10% of the money. Okay, so those are two separate things. But anyway, I'm going to flip through this real quick. Let me make this real big because we all love a little bit. Look, who doesn't love lawyers? Not me. Really, I just love to play pinball. I'm going to give my opinion first before I read some of this or look at some of this. But in my opinion, we all lose. People that have AtGames pinball lose because they're losing Zen pinball. AtGames themselves lose because they built their entire brand around Zen pinball properties like Addams Family, Attack from Mars, Star Trek. I mean, all their tables with the 4KP were themed to Zen Studios tables. So this is almost like a no-win situation, if you think about it. I mean, and that was their own fault. They decided to do that. But for what it's worth, there's some of that is true. I mean, their entire marketing thing was we have Zen Studios tables. And I'm not a lawyer. And this is a gigantic document. It's like 147 pages, I think. But, you know, Zen Studios will get a chance to reply. But I'm going to dumb it down to the way I understand it, and this is just my thinking on it. AtGames feels that Zen is suing them for a contractor breach for a failure to perform. You know, whether it was the tables not working right when they first came out, or not really releasing everything that they said they were going to release. We didn't get Star Wars. We didn't get it. All of a sudden, after they had done it, we didn't get those tables. We never got Star Wars tables. We never got Marvel tables. What is this? You don't play one on TV. I'm missing it. I'm missing something. They were going to release an HD Addams Family HDP. Yeah. I think they were really taken off guard by this. Apparently there was a change in the leadership at Zen Studios. And I'm not really sure how this all played out. I'm going to be honest. I like Zen Studios pinball. Also like AtGames. So I'm not a lawyer, you know. But a lawyer is going to look at this for sure. And I don't think AtGames wants to continue getting Zen Studios games in tables because that's what's best for their customers. Okay? Customers that have the 4KP are going to want the Zen Studios tables. You know, on the other hand, you know, Zen Studios, when they came on board, things got locked up tight, you know, in my opinion, and I'm just going to go full screen for this. In my opinion, OTG should have always been free. Putting any kind of pay on OTG goes against everything I believe that AtGames should be doing, because it's just another way you can use the machine as a tool to play games. And, you know, they're going to have to go. We'll continue to talk a little bit more about the court case, but in my opinion, from AtGames' stance, what this lawsuit's really about is a breach or a failure to perform. And we're going to find out what all that redacted stuff is. But, you know, there was money exchanged. And from what I understand, AtGames' main beef is that Zen Studios has not been able to perform, and they want a trial by jury because AtGames wants all this to be brought out in the open. AtGames wants people to see what they were doing with Zen Studios and what they were getting. So I think 100% that this is going to, they want this to be public. That's why they're asking for a trial by jury. So I'm going to read some of these comments. I'm conflicted. I just love to play pinball. I mean, I like both companies, but people bought, this is from Rich Odella, people bought the 4KP specifically for Zen. This is bad. It is unrecoverable. I agree with that to a certain extent. Every bit of marketing AtGames did was, this is the Addams Family pinball machine. Now, was that a mistake in retrospect? Probably 100% was a mistake because they put all their eggs in this basket and the basket just fell over. So the marketing was 100% on all these machines are 100% Zen. It says Zen Studios right on the machine. You know, it's up to the jury to decide the terms, not Zen. Absolutely. And I think that's why AtGames wants this to be public. But, you know, time will tell. You know, hopefully, I don't know. We'll see what happens. If Zen went back to AtGames, would it be good for AtGames? I don't know. I mean, can you force someone to make good pinball tables for your pinball machine? I don't know. I don't know the contract. It's all redacted. It's all black. And I'm not a lawyer, so I wouldn't know what was right or wrong either. Anyway, this is not my wheelhouse. I mean, I'm a gamer. But this is not good for either of them. It's a bad look for both of them. But we'll see what happens. You know, something tells me they were both at fault. I 100% feel like that is the case. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You know, I think AtGames is a strong company. I mean, they've been pretty resilient. So people, I think they're just going to go under. I don't know if that's going to happen immediately, but they need to put the spark back into it being more independent, more bring your own games, more running VPX, standalone. They should take OTG and make it free for everyone and get back to selling hardware, which was AtGames is a great piece of home arcade thing to have in your home arcade. You can play tons of pinball tables. You can play online. You can play competitively. That doesn't really matter. It depends on the case. Like we don't know what isn't all that black. Depends on how much money AtGames paid to Zen and if Zen delivered on what the promises were. That's what's all redacted. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, it's not good for either company, really. And Zen Studios has cut people back. I mean, they've cut a lot of people away. They're stopping production of pinball machines on most of the consoles that I actually own. So that's not a good thing either. So I don't think, here's the problem. Like really the stuff we need to see, here it is. Here's all the stuff we need to see. Who paid for what was promised, what was delivered. All this stuff is all covered. So I know for a fact that AtGames probably wants us to go public. They want a public jury. So we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens. If you say you want this to be public, that must mean you don't think you have anything to hide. Look how much is redacted. It's all black. Let me see if we can get to some more. We're at 57, 60, 70. It's like the Epstein. That's like the Epstein files. It's a little bit more. They talk about the Blockade podcast. They talk about the damage done to their reputation on social media, which I don't think that should matter, really, as long as you're doing To me, At Games, if they want to survive this, they need to go back to grassroots, doing what they did right. That got them before they had Zen, which was open, free, and connected. I'm not sure. At Games has won some big cases. They won a case against Namco. Namco is gigantic. I mean, so doesn't matter too. It matters what all that stuff in the black that we don't see. That's probably the most important meat of this case. You know, who paid for what was promised, and what was delivered is probably what matters most of all. And that is what is covered. Now, this is all just people talking, and talk is cheap. But did the Mel Kirk interview on Blockade Podcast hurt At Games' public opinion? Probably. It was not real positive. But that's social media. Once again, not a lawyer. You know, I love Zen Studios Pinball, especially Pinball Effects VR. You know, I'm not going to come out hating either of these companies. You know, this is like going through a bad divorce, and you're the kid, you're stuck in the middle. You might love both of them, but you're stuck in the middle, and it's not a win for either side. Like all this, I don't think this is a win. The gist of it, from what I read, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. But the gist of it is that At Games just wants to be able to keep Zen around and have work with Zen Studios with their pinball product, which was heavily focused around the Zen brand. My pinball machine says At Games. My pinball machine says Zen Studios, Adams Family. So Zen Studios is all over the pinball machine. And I love both companies. Hopefully they can come to a good agreement. I think kind of the way that they don't pick sides, just dislike both. Well, I don't dislike playing pinball. That's the problem. Like, I love playing the pinball. I love the product that At Games has made. I do enjoy it. I mean, obviously, I'm the top 10 players in the world. I love playing the machine. It's a good arcade machine. I never have regretted buying my 4KP. I've enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed the ALP before I had that. And they make a good multicade, and I think they need to get back to just letting people do what they want with their hardware. That's when they were strongest. But I think the Zen thing all came down to Zen found out that you could play pinball tables independently with VPX. And that's what started all this locking down of everything. Zen managed to make dozens of tables for the 4KP. Plainly, it's adequate. Yes, I agree. It's not as lag-free as Pinball Effects VR, but it's a good experience and it's fun. Zen pinball tables on the 4KP, they have more lag, but they are still super fun. It doesn't make them not fun. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't have just as much fun competing on them either. I think we'll just have to, I'm just going to wait and see what happens, but you can see how much this black part is what we need to know. This is all the promises that were made and what was kept and what wasn't kept. So if this goes public, we're going to see very clearly where the money went and what happened. And that's what we don't see in this document. Where did the money go and what happened? And, but I know At Games was taken off kilter. They did not expect it to happen the way it did. So, but I like both companies. I hope they can work out something, that works out for both of them. But that's all I have to say on that subject. You can view the whole court document, but you can't see all the stuff having to do with money or what was promised is all blacked out. You can't see how At Games feels their reputation was damaged with the Blockade podcast interview and some other things on social media. I think both companies would be best served if they could work together in some format. at the very least, it'd be good if AtGames could at least keep the 70s or so pinball machines tables they do have that are in studios. If they do forcibly remove them from the machine, it probably will kill that product or make that product not as great as it used to be. Of course, I have no experience with VPX. VPX might be the greatest thing ever. I don't have it. I've never played it, but I've seen people playing it. It looks like a lot of fun. It's always been kind of a closed thing. So I will definitely be covering that when that opens up. But I thank everyone for watching. Hopefully you had a little fun. I think we had a great show. We had a lot of content. I want to thank all the content creators that work with me on making the show this week. Thank you to Biggie D's Arcade. Thank you to MotoLinux. Thank you, GenXGamer. All the people that have been coming on the show. Potion Sword Run, of course. Leo DS for his great communication. I am going to do a show about probably the Mister in the future, which is another way that you can play arcade games. I love all arcade games, but you know, let's have some fun. If you want to play on our leaderboards, they're all open and they're free. Anyone is welcome to drop a score. I don't gatekeep it. As long as your score is legitimate, put a score on there. You're welcome to play. Show us what you can do on these arcade games. Let's have some fun. The VR game this week is COMET. You know what? I didn't even show the games this week. Thank you, Mikey. Mikey saves the day. Mikey, I'm going to have to give you a quick super chat video for reminding me. The one thing that's important is the games. I did not show the games. So I'm going to give you a robot. Thanks. First off, Plaion, thank you for showing the Neo. This week in the Retro Legends Arcade, we will be playing Blazing Star. Blazing Star is a legendary horizontally scrolling shoot-'em-up for the Neo Geo MVS and AES systems, serving as a spiritual successor to 1995's Polestar, combined gorgeous pre-rendered 2D sprites, challenging gameplay, and iconic announcer voiceovers into a cult classic. This is actually my first time playing the game. After the release of the incredibly difficult shooter Polestar, developers wanted to create a more accessible, refined, and graphically superior sequel, which evolved into Blazing Star. The story follows a group of cyborg human pilots who break free from cybernetic conditioning to rebel against the oppressive machine empire. Some key features of the game: it has good ship variety. Players can select from 6 different human fighter ships. The game has a charge system. Ships allow for standard fire, split shots, and powerful charge attacks that reward strategic timing rather than just rapid fire button mashing. Instead of merely surviving, the game has a time attack scoring element. Players are encouraged to maximize pilots by chaining kills and defeating the end-level bosses within strict time limits. So you have a time limit. In the 1990s, early 2000s, the original AES home cartridge releases of Blazing Star had very limited production runs, making physical version one of the most sought after and expensive collector's items in the Neo Geo library. Who's closing in?
it. I beat him. Nice. Looks like it gives you a timer for the boss, which is pretty crazy. You only got a certain amount of time. I will say right off the bat, I do believe I do prefer this to Polestar. I still like the 1945 Plus more, but this is pretty awesome. What I like is that I'm not getting a lot of cheap deaths yet. Woo, lasers. Charge shot mechanic's cool. I don't really know how to utilize it yet. As you can tell, there's probably quite a bit to it. There's probably times when you definitely want to use that charge shot.
This is a super fun arcade game. It's on our leaderboards this week. You know, the leaderboard system on this is great. It tracks like how you did on every level. It's really cool game. But check out Blazing Star and play it on our leaderboards. Drop a score. We're going to be score chasing this all week long. This is our arcade game for the week. It's part of our Neo Geo Shmup series. We got this game. Then we've got, what's the last one called? It's an awesome game. So this is going to be my preliminary run. We're playing this all week. Just like Strikers. Definitely a solid shmup, though. Last resort. Let's use a charge shot. Oh! Whoa! Get a look at the side art. These are Williams recreations. I will be playing these using my Arcade with the haptics kit. The best way to play Pinball Effects VR. Start off with COMET. You've got these two super creepy kids watching you the whole time you're playing. I mean, this is nightmare fuel here. Very creepy. Of course, this is COMET, released by Williams in June of 1985. COMET is a classic pinball machine. It was the first in a popular amusement park themed trilogy, followed by Cyclone in 1988, and Hurricane in 1991. It was notable for being the first machine to offer a million-point shot. We'll talk a little bit about the design inspiration for COMET. The game was modeled after the COMET roller coaster at the Riverview Park in Chicago. Also the original inspiration for the game's theme before it was decided to just focus on the roller coaster itself. One of the game's key features is famous for the million-point shot, the motorcycle jump ramp, and the dunk the dummy target. The main legacy of this table is it was the start of the trilogy. It set a fun carnival-style tone that influenced the more complex Cyclone and Hurricane. This game is pretty fun to play in Pinball Effects VR. If I had to rate this game on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate this game an 8. Huge thank you to Zen Studios who did send me these for the purpose of review. Really like the roller coaster animation. Come zooming around. I don't know if I'll ever get over these creepy kids watching me while I'm playing. Look at the back glass. That is creepy. That's a look at COMET fun game. Of course, we're going to play the AtGames Flipper Friends tables, IFPA ranked tables. Tables for this week will include Magic Castle, Aerobatics, and Robot Deluxe. Robot Deluxe, Magic Castle Deluxe, and Aerobatics. Those will be the three tables we'll be score chasing this week for AtGames Pinball Tournament. Part of the Flipper Friends, Season 3, Week 2. Here are the QR codes for all the games. You can scan these with your phones. It'll take you directly to the leaderboards for each game. Blazing Star, COMET. I'll be playing in VR for sure. These will be playing probably on the AtGames, Magic Castle Deluxe, Robot Deluxe, and last but not least, Aerobatics. Come join us on these free, open, and connected leaderboards. Cost you nothing to play. Love to see you play. Let's have fun. Let's have a great week of gaming. I'll see you on the leaderboards. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great evening. Stay legit. And we'll see you next week. Hey, Bless 2121. Good to see you. Good to see you. We'll be back again next week with more fun and hopefully more answers with what's going on with AtGames and Zen. Although this could be a long drawn-out thing, we will see. Everyone have a great weekend, and I will see some of you on the leaderboards. Take care. Be good. It's good seeing you, Rich Rodello. Welcome back to the show. Everyone have a good evening.
Well, Papa Brad's a game man. He's got passion in his soul. From pinball tables to Atari, he's always in control. He's a master of retro man. The old school style's his thing. With every flick of the joystick, you can hear the twang ting. Stay legit, Papa Brad. Keep the high school living. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board with the Atari 2600. Your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit. He's a lover of the classics, the sound of pixelated beats. Late nights at the arcade with every game defeat. But he'll keep on pushing till he's reached that final stage. Papa Brad's the gaming legend. His passion never fades. Stay legit, Papa Brad. Keep the high school open. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board with the Atari 2600. Your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit.